it's not actually for legends. It's for the people who support the stream the most. It's like you don't get a decoration just for showing up in the stream either, right? You have to, you have to earn your way there, or support your way there, or Christmas your way there. I don't know how to say it. Basically, it's pay to win. No one's actually figured it out yet, but the Christmas tree is actually super pay to win. I know nobody realizes it, but it's really pay to win. So, but don't tell anyone, because I don't want everyone figuring it out. Top right hand side, our red Terran player. This is Bunny. These guys had some fantastic matches at Home Story Cup. They played some hella good series. I think the first series they played was just insanely good. It was a 3-2, and I think that one finished off in favor of Bunny. It's the bottom left-hand side, the blue Terran, who ended up in the grand finals of Home Story Cup, though. Holy. Is INnoVation. He starts up in the bottom left-hand side as Corvus comes in and drops the 10 sub gift bomb. Did you pay enough yet? I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna say no. I mean, it's the top of the tree is like $100, dude. That's literally it's always been $100. That's what Portwish J and all the other guys have dropped. But you do get your name on 10 different decorations via the sub bomb. So I mean, you got that going for you, Corvus. Were you on the top of the tree last year, Corvus? Guys, if you hear your name right now, you just got gifted a sub from Corvus, who's just been an absolute hero. Maybe you have done enough to go on the top of the tree. Let me decide after the game, Corvus. I'll see how I'm feeling when I go and pick the star up. But if you hear your name right now, you just got gifted a sub by Corvus. He just gifted out to Houndspear, Creepy A Stalker, Rob91920, Kevin Khan 1, Gnikus, Champagne Sweet, Reinforce 84, Marsara Survivor, Dayman, Nightman 9, and Muradin 21. Yeah, you can join the hero part of the star, not the legend part. Guys, give me some love in the chat for Corvus. That is a 10 sub bomb right there. That is quite a bit of money. Thank you so much, you. Give me some love in the chat for a man that's been around the channel for a very long time. Thank you so much, Corvus. I appreciate it, dude. Thank you so much. And we're only one sub away from 400. How about that, eh? One sub away from 400. Beautiful. I'm gonna bait that out of someone at some point. It's okay. Couple of Reapers and a Hellion coming down. Well, there it is. There's boom number 400. Corvus with another sub gift to Zigmatech. Thanks so much, Corvus. I get you on the start for the game, buddy. I see a couple of Reapers and a Hellion dropping down to the natural expansion here. It's a much faster expansion from INnoVation, and coming across with the Reaper, if he notices, he should be able to delay this expansion of Bunny even further. Yes, he can't build off of his expansion right now, but he is about to get a Cyclone out. So a Cyclone comes out, we'll lock onto the Reaper to begin with, and we'll pick up that kill nice and quickly. And again, looks as though INnoVation is starting to get control of his low ground. For some reason, a couple of SCVs are down here. He even builds the depot down here. Well, he's feeling confident as the second Reaper goes down. And INnoVation says, Mahani. Mahani. What? Oh no, Mohani. What does Mohani mean? I don't know. Oh, what are you doing? Classic. Alright, so INnoVation gets off to a pretty good start here. I mean, this defense is... Oh, he loses the lock on the Hellions. You will see the Liberator. Starport was proxied, but is now floating back home. But he will get his expansion up, but he's 3 workers behind already. Still has to morph into an orbital. INnoVation is not dropping his mules, because he's probably afraid of a Cloaked Banshee or so, which is somewhat keeping Bunny from falling super far behind on economy. But that scan's just going to lock onto the Cyclone. That's an insta-kill, and I think INnoVation on the counter-attack might just straight up win this game. Just like that, I mean, oh my god. Marines and Cyclones just continue to come over here. SCVs are going to get pulled in. The Liberator comes home to help defend. And well, that's just going to go down as well, so that's another unit lost as Marines help to take that Cyclone lower and lower. Cyclone will lock onto the other Cyclone. Does get the kill. Bunny might survive. but he is going to be in a very tough position. And this is just what happens. I mean, INnoVation gets a faster expansion. He finds a way to defend against the 2 Reaper, 2 Hellion Open without issue. The Liberator never comes through and does anything. I mean, everything was just disastrous for Bunny. None of his attempts to deal damage did any damage at all. INnoVation's been ahead on units, ahead on income. He's traded much better in the unit count. And so now he's just going to keep on pushing forwards. More and more units coming out from him. And he even has a siege tank already set to go. And that's pushing in towards the top right-hand side along with these Marines. And INnoVation doing a fantastic job so far. Thank you very much, T-Gibbo88 as well for that sub as well, by the way. Sorry, you came in just as the game started to heat up a little bit. Thank you so much for subscribing as well, buddy. Thank you so much. You're going to get you all decorations on the tree if you just got sub-gifted or anything. So, bear with me. It'll take a little while, but we'll be working on that over the next little while. As you see the Cyclone of Bunny pulling back just a little bit here down to the bottom left, and just trying to deal some more damage. Kills the SCV to slow down the third base from building for a little bit, which is something. But again, I mean, Bunny has to find a lot here to really get properly back into this. I mean, you might be saying, well, Bunny is catching up on supply, and while that's very true, there's a very good reason he's catching up on supply, and that is because, you know, he's not going into 4 extra barracks. He's not going into 1-1 upgrades. INnoVation's getting a very good setup for later in this game, whereas Bunny is kind of throwing all of his eggs into one basket. You know, he's going to be going full on, you know, warfare mode, getting ready to push on in and try and end this. But I mean, INnoVation still has a good number of units as well, so it's still going very well for INnoVation. INnoVation doesn't have Stim Inferno, so maybe Bunny can get something done with that. That's that is a real possibility here. So I guess we'll see how it goes. The 2 medevacs loading up. 8 Marines and 2 tanks. I mean, they can turn games around, but it's probably not when a Viking jumps on top of you right from the get-go. That first medevac taking quite a few hits and is going to be going down. I mean, in fairness, but he's getting quite a lot of damage on here. I thought he didn't really do this much. Tank on the low ground helping out. Eventually cleaned out, but he comes out 4 works ahead, and he has a push in towards the low ground as well here. So I guess the siege tank will hold on for a little bit, but man, SCVs are in some trouble. INnoVation is starting to hurt a little now. Man, I'm still a little bit worried for Bunny when it comes to 1-1 upgrades, though. And INnoVation, you know, he's pulling back a 3rd CC against a 3rd CC that isn't finished. So again, advantages that are in the game, but not ridiculously crazy at the moment. As we see this medevac and this Marine going to help to chase this Banshee away into the main base. You also have those Marines in the main just helping to try and deal with this medevac, still harassing. So Bunny, again, trying to turn this around, but I still feel as time passes by, INnoVation is just getting into that better and better position, where eventually he's just going to be too good. With 1-1 over, you know, +1, 2-2 now already on the way. He's already on 5 racks against 3, so his Marine production, he'll have no issue being replaced in comparison to that of Bunny's. So there's again just a lot of benefits at the moment for our Blue Terran player here in this best of 3. Game number 1. This TvT turned into something a little bit longer than I thought it was going to be. When we first saw INnoVation pushing forwards, I thought the game was done and dusted right then and there. But not the case. I've got the couple units coming in. Orbital takes just a little bit of damage there. Those medevacs starting to come through into the center once again as well. The reactors dropping down. Sensor tower coming up from Bunny as well. And all of this just getting ready to go as we have a couple of Marines setting up. The Marines pressing forwards. One goes down. On the bottom side as well. Tanks and Marines continue to move around here and just going to be trying to get across. Again, 2-2 upgrades currently halfway done. Combat shields is completed as well. And Bunny is just going to be continue to move around the map here again, ready to unload and to go from here. So Bunny unloads. Meanwhile, on the bottom side, INnoVation moving around with a few Marines, some more Marines and a tank coming out. Yeah, I mean, in fairness, again, if we look at the situation of the game, Bunny is not, it's not terrible. Like, it's got possibilities. If he gets into good positions with tanks, etc., and nullifies the effectiveness of Marines in the fight, that kind of takes away the 2-2 advantage that INnoVation will have. INnoVation doesn't have 2-2 just yet, though. He just has 1-1 against +1. 2-2 against 1-1 will obviously be an even bigger deal. That's why INnoVation should just be a little bit cautious here. Sit back. No reason for him to go overboard or do anything too crazy. You see this Bioforce now coming around towards the upper right-hand side. Bunny will try and come in from a couple of different directions. 2-2 is complete, so again, the Marines on Marine fight will just go INnoVation's way so quickly. And that's exactly what we're seeing. Yes, Bunny remains with a few of these tanks. That's pretty much all he's going to be remaining with. So the tanks are nice, but obviously they're immobile, and that means it's very difficult to defend against units dropping around. And INnoVation is just starting to do the exact thing he needs to do to be able to, well, just deal damage and just to pick Bunny apart here in this game number 1. Again, INnoVation took an early lead. Bunny really fought well, though. Again, it was not an easy position for him to try and play out of, but he lasted a lot longer than I think any of us really expected. He made it kind of close at points as well. INnoVation had to lift up a third base. He had to pull away from a main, as now he drops on top of tanks on this low ground. They do unsiege, and they'll start to micro up into Medivacs, but without anything sieged up, well, this is going to be GG called. INnoVation picks up the first game of this best of 3. But let's do it after this series or so. Just trying to keep the game going. Oh, I could actually observe from Naruto's point of view for a little bit, and I can... Oh, that doesn't work because Naruto follows me all the time. Follow Crank's point of view then, maybe. You think it's 7? Maybe, actually. No, because you gifted 11, and I put 3 of them on the tree already, because the other one was T. Gibbo. He subscribed himself, so you got 8 more. My volume is a bit loud now, of course it is. That's what happens when you move around and put things on the Christmas tree. Sorry, guys. Yeah, I'm gonna get a new headset. I'm just so annoyed with this one. Like, it keeps doing this. I know, like, you guys like hear me, but sometimes I'm a bit too loud. I get it. It's I don't know how to fix it either. Like, I think it's just the headset needs replacing. Well, the cables need replacing, but if I'm replacing the cables, I'm just gonna replace the headset because I kind of fancy a new headset, anyways. We need a bigger tree. I actually do have a second tree in my car. I'm just debating the effort of putting it up and whether it is actually required. Bunny is in the bottom right and INnoVation is in the top left here. As we get going once again, I'm going to spend just a moment or two at the start of this game to write out a few more decorations. Then we can do a mass hanging section after the game. And we'll be pretty much caught up. Not like the other day when Port dropped 40 subscribers for the simple fact of trying to make it very difficult for me to do anything other than put decorations on the tree all day. It worked. We actually had to extend the Christmas decoration until the end of the stream, where we then spent 30 minutes purely just catching up with all the sub-gifts that came in. Crazy, isn't it? Port's meant to be our moderator. He's meant to help us out. And yet, what does he really do? He just makes life difficult. Aye, aye, aye. Alright. I'm on my way to getting this wrapped up, though. A little bit of action in the early game. Reapers will find each other, and that should be the Blue Reaper. INnoVation's taking the advantage there. That Marine was so close. Didn't quite work out. So a little win for INnoVation. I mean, not the end of the world, though. So we have Crank continue to translate for us here. Thank you, Crank. Crank's awesome. Happy he can come and cover the event in Korean. Help save us from the onslaught of Korean viewers in the chat who aren't allowed in. Well, they're allowed in, but not that they're not allowed in. I mean that they're not meant to be. They're not. They always talk Korean, and it's very difficult to translate and tell them that it's an English-only stream and all of that. Shout out to Crank. Always doing a great job. Again, early game skirmishes in the TvT is nothing all too crazy. Pretty much just what we expect for the moment. Neither player really taking too much of a lead from this. Expansions are both done. INnoVation has a starport open moving into medevac, while Bunny will go into a tech lab on his starport. Opens up, of course, a couple of opportunities here and kind of ways in which this can go. I mean, we're talking about the chance of maybe going in towards a Banshee. You could go in towards a Raven as well. And there it is, going to be the Raven this time coming up here out of this. So, Raven it is. As we have the few Hellions, the Marines lifting up and coming across the map right here, getting ready to go into the main. So, INnoVation going to use his slightly faster starport to, again, just get a little bit of pressure going. That medevac coming all the way down the bottom. I don't think Bunny's seen this just yet. Okay, I've written out all the decorations, and boom, I'm caught up just in time for the drop. How about that? Hellions and a couple of Marines dropping down then, and we do see already just a couple of SCVs will begin to go down with this. Cyclone locks on, and an auto turret dropping down as well. Medevac loading up, and we'll come across to drop into the natural expansion where we'll be seeing a couple more of these SCVs starting to go down. Reaper Grenade pops a few Marines around as well. And as the Raven comes in, I mean, there's not much to be done by the Raven, but this is nice by INnoVation. He got a good few workers killed. He puts himself into a 6-worker lead. And back at home, he's got Stimpack started up. His production's looking good. But he does have a very fast free CC though, so his economy will actually get into a good little spot. He chooses 3rd CC rather than 2nd and 3rd racks. He will still be playing bio as he throws down that stim. But we'll be a little bit behind on production. But again, we'll have the 3rd CC to help him catch up in SCVs. I kind of like INnoVation's position though, because if Bunny had the same SCV count as INnoVation, then if Bunny had the same SCV count as INnoVation, then obviously he's going to take an eco lead now, but he'd be under pressure on army. The issue is he's behind on workers, so the 3rd CC will help him catch up. But while he's catching up, he's also behind on army. So it's not like the 3rd CC puts him into a lead. It kind of puts him back into the game in one way. But that's about it. Scan dropping down here as we do see a few Marines in a tank gathering on this high ground. Marine of INnoVation just patrolling up to the top corner, and we are going to be seeing a couple of Vikings, a Raven, a couple of tanks and Marines, all of these moving out onto the map. So Bunny actually going to feel as though he can maybe get a little bit aggressive here so far. Wardy saying Koreans aren't welcome on chat, meanwhile Korean is playing. I didn't say that. I said it's an English-only chat, so if you talk in Korean, it's not allowed. You're allowed to be a Korean and watch, but Korean is not allowed in terms of talking in the chat. It's a rule we have for all languages. It's an English-only stream, as we see all of this getting cleaned up, and INnoVation just sort of rolls over Bunny, who maybe didn't expect INnoVation to have Stimpack ready there, actually. I mean, this is just a stump of an engagement. INnoVation looking very good as he comes across the map, and, well, I thought game number 1 was going to be fast. Game number 2 might even be faster. INnoVation takes game 2